Hi everyone, we're going to be creating 2 cards today featuring the beautiful Northern Lights paper from Blue Night Rubber Stamps. The Northern Lights designer paper has 5 cards with 5 different designs. I'm going to show you the different designs that come with these Northern Lights papers. Aren't they beautiful? And what's so great about them is you can put them pretty much in any direction you choose. No matter which direction you choose, you're going to have a beautiful backdrop for your silhouette stamping. These cards are A2 size. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You get 25 cards in total. And there is a bonus design printed on the back of each one of these. I will show you that bonus design here in a minute. These are the 5 different designs, and this is the bonus design. Again, you'll find this beautiful Northern Lights design on the back of all of these printed cards. I'm going to be using the Silhouette Wolf stamp set for my first card. I'm using a stamp positioning platform, just lining this up because I will be re-inking it several times. I'm using VersaFine Clair Onyx Black ink. You can use whatever black ink of your liking because they all work well with this cardstock. I've used Archival ink, VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, Catherine Pooler black ink, which is Midnight. This VersaFine, the original VersaFine, it's nice. It's a nice pigment ink, and I have good results with it. And the secret is to have it re-inked so that it's juicy but not overly juicy. Now, when you receive your Blue Night Rubber Stamps, you will see that you get this laminated card. This is your storage card. You don't need a special sleeve or anything like that. You can just store your stamps right on these cards. Okay, the next stamp that I'm bringing in is called the Grove. This has a nice, I guess, vignette style frame with grasses at the bottom and branches around the edges. I thought this would look nice to frame our wolf. One of my favorite products available is this magnetic ink pad handle. It's a wooden handle and you get a magnetic plate. And this allows you to have a better grip onto your ink. This is great, and it helps to prevent the accidental dropping of your ink. I don't know how many times any of you have had that experience where you're creating something and the ink slips out of your hand, and then your whole project is covered in ink where you don't want it to be covered in ink. Well, the magnetic ink pad handle really does help with that. I'll have all these products that I'm using today linked below in my description box. The bottom of my panel has a little bit of an area that didn't catch any of the ink. So I'm going to use my foam dome blending tool and just blend some ink along the bottom here and along the sides so that I have a uniform dark bottom here. And for my card, I'm just going to put a black mat here on my card base. That'll finish off that front of my card. And then I am going to stamp the Silhouette Wolf on the inside, but I'm going to use gray ink instead of black. I'm using VersaFine Clair Morning Mist, which is gray. I am going to stamp it off on a piece of paper, and you'll see that's pretty dark, even though it is gray. This is what I'm looking for, this lighter impression, almost like a shadow. So repeating those steps, I'll go ahead and stamp it on my scratch paper, basically ink it off, and then I will just go ahead and ink the inside of my card base here. And then you have the wolf on the inside too. And then you could put your sentiment on the inside. Just adds a little something to the inside. Moving on to our second card, using that same paper with the magenta northern lights in the sky. I'm using the Silhouette Train stamp. That is Silhouette Train. And I'll be using VersaFine ink again. VersaFine Onyx Black. I have to stamp this and ink it up a couple times. It's a pretty big stamp with a lot of different sections to it. So I'm just trying to get nice deep saturation here. I think ink it about 4 times. That's usually the maximum number of times for me. And that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I am going to take my little, sort of like an eye makeup applicator, but it's something that, it's a pan pastel product. Anyways, I'm dipping that into my black ink, and I'm just tapping the areas that maybe the ink didn't completely cover, or that's not saturated enough, just as a way to fill in anything that maybe I couldn't get a good enough impression with when I was using my platform. Now I'm grabbing this stencil from Blue Night. It's the Sun Moon Circles stencil and mask, and I'm going to be using some metallic ink. I just felt like this card needed something else, and I thought, what can I put just to add a little bit more interest to this card? And I thought, well, I can add a moon. So that's why I'm using metallic ink and my foam dome blending tool. This is just Color Box ink. It's an ink pad I've had forever. Seems to last a long time. Don't even know if you can still buy this, but if you don't see this brand and you want to get some, another really good brand is Delicata. They make really nice metallic inks. And gold, silver. They even have another color, different colors. All right. In a minute here, I'll show you some still photos of the cards that I created. Thank you so much for watching my video today. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please, everybody, give this video a thumbs up so that it shows that you liked this video. And also, please leave a comment. I read each and every comment. I try to respond to each one as well. Really does make my day whenever I hear from you all and hear your thoughts about these papers from Blue Night Rubber Stamps, and of course these lovely stamps available through Blue Night. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye bye.